It begins as a whisper from the past, a faint echo written in ink that refuses to reveal its secrets. Hidden for centuries, the Voynich Manuscript remains one of the most baffling enigmas ever uncovered. A book that speaks a language no one can read, filled with drawings that make sense only to the imagination. It is a mystery that challenges everything we know about history, knowledge, and the limits of human understanding. The story begins in the early 15th century, somewhere in medieval Europe. The parchment was dated between 1404 and 1438 through radiocarbon analysis, placing it in a time of scholars, alchemists, and hidden societies. Its pages, more than 200 of them, are filled with delicate illustrations of strange plants, impossible astronomical charts, and naked women bathing in pools connected by mysterious tubes. At first glance, it seems like an herbal or medical text, but one written in a language that doesn't exist. The script, now called Voynich, flows from left to right, written with consistent elegance, as if the author had complete mastery of its meaning. Yet no one, not the greatest cryptographers or linguists, has ever managed to decode it. Some letters appear familiar, others invented. Some words repeat, yet with no clear pattern. Statistical analyses reveal a grammar that seems real, as if it belongs to a genuine spoken language. But no human tongue matches it. It is as if the manuscript was written by someone from another world, or someone who wanted us to think so. For centuries, the book lay forgotten until 1912, when it was purchased by a Polish-American book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich. He found it in the library of a Jesuit college near Rome, among a collection of rare manuscripts. The moment he opened it, he knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. He would later spend the rest of his life trying to solve its code, only to die without ever finding the key. His name, however, would become immortalized with the manuscript's eternal mystery. From the moment it resurfaced, the Voynich Manuscript attracted the brightest minds and the most eccentric dreamers. In the 1920s, codebreakers from both world wars tried their hand at it. Experts from the US Army and British intelligence, people who had cracked enemy ciphers, could not make sense of it. Some claimed it was a hoax, a meaningless jumble of invented words. Others believed it was an unbreakable code designed by a genius. Each new discovery only deepened the enigma. One of the most famous theories links the manuscript to Roger Bacon, a 13th-century English philosopher often associated with early experimental science and alchemy. Voynich himself believed Bacon was the author, thinking the book might hold the secrets of transmutation or immortality. But carbon dating disproved that. Bacon lived too early. Others proposed John Dee, the mystic advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, and his associate Edward Kelly, known for his attempts to communicate with angels through a magical language called Enochian. Could Voynich be another celestial script? Then there are the botanical drawings. The plants are bizarre. Some resemble known species, but many are completely imaginary, as if from another planet. The stars, too, do not match our sky. Astrological charts feature unknown constellations, moons orbiting strange worlds. In one section, naked women are shown immersed in what look like green pools or biological tubes, leading some to suggest the book deals with reproduction or even early microbiology. Others claim it's a guide to an alien world, a record of another civilization's flora and science. Throughout the 20th century, the manuscript passed from hand to hand, always provoking fascination and frustration. Cryptanalysts at the National Security Agency studied it in the 1950s, but even the best minds of the Cold War failed. In the digital age, computer scientists and AI algorithms have tried pattern recognition, linguistic mapping, and statistical modeling. Some programs suggest the text has structure like real language, others find no logic at all. Every conclusion is contradicted by another. It's as if the book adapts to every theory, mocking those who dare to understand it. The material itself is authentic. The parchment, ink, and binding are consistent with early 15th century Europe. This means, if it's a hoax, it must have been created by someone extraordinarily advanced for their time. The level of consistency, nearly 240 pages of flowing, coherent text, is beyond what most forgers could achieve without making mistakes. It doesn't look like random nonsense. It feels deliberate, purposeful, as if written for someone who knew exactly what it meant. Some believe the Voynich Manuscript encodes an ancient secret knowledge, herbal medicine, lost alchemy, or sacred feminine wisdom hidden during a time of persecution. The numerous drawings of women, water, and stars could represent the cycles of nature, fertility, and celestial energy. Others go further, claiming it's a survival from a pre-human civilization, or a communication from beings not of this earth. There are even modern theories suggesting the author might have been a savant, or someone with synesthesia, translating thoughts directly into symbols rather than words. In 2017, a researcher named Nicholas Gibbs claimed to have solved the riddle, saying the text was a form of medieval shorthand for Latin medical recipes. His explanation was dismissed, too many inconsistencies. Another theory proposed that the manuscript was written by nuns for women's health education, disguised to avoid religious scrutiny. That too faded away. Each time someone claims victory, the book remains silent. The mystery has also drawn the attention of psychologists. Why are we so fascinated by something we can't understand? Perhaps the Voynich Manuscript mirrors our deepest desire to find meaning where there may be none. It's an artifact that defies order, standing like a mirror to the human obsession with knowledge and control. Every generation projects its own fears and hopes onto it. During the Renaissance, it was alchemy. In the 20th century, cryptography. Today, it's artificial intelligence. We want the Voynich to tell us something about ourselves. Its illustrations have been examined under infrared light, X-rays, and multispectral imaging. No hidden text has been found beneath the ink. The pigments come from common minerals, suggesting the book was not made by alien technology or secret materials. And yet, why would someone go through so much trouble to create such a thing? Why invent a language no one could read, fill it with systematic grammar, and spend years perfecting it? The sheer effort suggests purpose. Some scholars point to the possibility that the manuscript could represent a constructed language, a proto-conlang centuries before Tolkien. If true, the author might have created an entire linguistic system from scratch, perhaps for private ritual or meditation. In that case, the Voynich would be the earliest example of an invented language in history. But again, we have no proof. Then there's the question of who owned it. Records show that it once belonged to Emperor Rudolf II of the Holy Roman Empire, a ruler obsessed with alchemy and the occult. He allegedly paid 600 gold ducats for it, a fortune. He believed it was written by Roger Bacon and that it contained the key to eternal life. From Rudolf's court, it passed to the physician Jacobus Horsicki de Tepanek, whose signature was found faintly on the first page. Later it traveled through Jesuit hands until Voynich acquired it in 1912. The trail before Rudolf remains unknown. Each owner left behind only confusion and speculation. Even the few letters found alongside the book are cryptic. One, written by the 17th century scholar Athanasius Kircher, mentions the manuscript and its strange writing, begging for translation. Kircher was known for his attempts to decipher Egyptian hieroglyphs long before the Rosetta Stone, another language locked in mystery. It seems the Voynich has always attracted those drawn to the edge of the unknowable, and still today it resides at Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library, under tight preservation. High-resolution scans are freely available to anyone online, yet no one has broken its code. Thousands of amateur and professional cryptographers have tried. Forums, think tanks, and even Reddit threads are filled with passionate theories. Some believe AI will eventually solve it. Others think the answer will never come because there may be no answer to find. There's a strange beauty in that possibility. Maybe the Voynich manuscript isn't meant to be solved. Maybe it exists as a mirror to human curiosity itself. Every time we decode one layer, another appears. Every time we think we're close, it slips away like mist. It's a masterpiece of uncertainty, an ancient whisper reminding us that not everything must be understood. Still, the temptation persists. Some linguists continue to believe it could represent a lost natural language, one that died centuries ago, spoken by a forgotten culture. Others lean toward the idea of a hoax, but an extraordinarily artistic one, created by a medieval genius who wanted to mock the intellectual elite of his time. If so, he succeeded beyond imagination. His prank has lasted over 600 years. There is also the haunting possibility that the manuscript contains spiritual or mystical insights, expressed through symbols rather than words. Many alchemists believed that true wisdom could not be communicated through ordinary language. It had to be encoded in images and metaphors, accessible only to those initiated into the deeper mysteries of existence. Perhaps the Voynich is one of those hidden texts, a message meant for the soul, not the intellect. Imagine the scribe hunched over the parchment centuries ago by candlelight, creating something that would outlive empires. Every line of ink, every loop of that strange script, crafted with care and intent. What did they think as they wrote? Did they smile knowing they were crafting an eternal riddle? Or were they driven by divine inspiration, recording visions that no human tongue could capture? The Voynich Manuscript remains, page after page, an exquisite paradox. It is both ancient and timeless, meaningless and meaningful, absurd and profound. It has survived wars, fires, and centuries of decay. It has outlived kings and scientists, mystics and skeptics alike. And through it all, it continues to whisper the same silent question to anyone who dares to open its pages. What if there are things we are not meant to know? Perhaps that is the true power of the Voynich Manuscript, not in what it says, but in what it provokes. It keeps us searching, thinking, imagining. It fuels our hunger for discovery and reminds us that mystery is the heart of knowledge. In a world that wants every answer, the Voynich stands as a guardian of the unknown. So next time you see its looping letters and strange symbols, remember, someone long ago wanted you to look and wonder. They wanted to leave behind something eternal. And in that sense, they succeeded, because more than 6 centuries later, we are still talking about it, still chasing its secret, still haunted by the thought that maybe, just maybe, it's not meant to be solved at all. And perhaps somewhere the author is still laughing, watching from the folds of time, content in knowing that their creation will never be forgotten. Because some mysteries are not meant to be understood, they are meant to be felt. Thank you for watching. If this story captured your imagination, subscribe to the channel and join us as we uncover more unsolved mysteries from the shadows of history, because curiosity never dies.